So now let's talk about video effects, but before that let's clear this mess. So I would just toggle off keyframe. Let's not toggle off media. I would just go like this. Here we talked about a lot of stuff. Let's just reduce the size of this. We talked about the inspector, we talked about everything related to keyframing. Now let's talk about effects, because there's a huge library of insane amount of effects in DaVinci Resolve. Like I literally use maybe 3 to 4% of from all these effects because I don't really need it. But yeah, if you really need it, just explore through everything. And if you have a studio version, it's just so much, so much. Sometimes it can also be a bit overwhelming, but one of my favorite effects, or let's just go through, I'll give you a brief overview. So if you press effects here, then you have this toolbox. The first few effects are, crossfade, when you're kind of fading between, this is for audio. So if you just crossfade between, the video audio clips. So if we just go here, let's say we have 2 audio clips here, right? And if you want to drag and drop any sort of clips, you can just go in between or here. So it's gonna, so you hear that this cycle tone is already playing now. So that's what it's doing, the crossfade, because it's all kind of crossfading from the previous clip. But I would just do that, reduce it. And next is a lot of effects such as additive dissolve. So all these things you can just place it in between 2 clips. So it's kind of a transition between, you see, it's kind of transition between the 2 clips. So you can try all of this. You can do blur dissolve, just copy and paste here. And it goes like that. You can also do smooth. Smooth cut is really interesting, what I'm gonna show you later. But then you have arrow. This is just like simple transitions that you can do between each clip. But if you go in toolbox, it's gonna show you all the effects. We don't want to do that. We go to first video transition. What are video transitions? So I'll just press smooth cut here. So video transitions are something where you move from one clip to another and you put a transition in between so that the movement from one clip to another is not abrupt. So you can put any of this. So, you don't even have to put it on the clip. You just drag and drop and then it shows how it's going to look like. Some of it is a bit childish, but yeah, it is what it is. Remember the slide, what we were doing with the animation? You can just slide it here and it's going to do it like that. You see how easy it is. And here you can also change the speed of the slide. So you can sort of delay it a little bit and then it comes really quick here, or you can just reset it at this point. If you want it to already finish, you can already finish it, so it goes quicker here. You see, so that is slide, and then you can do split. You can also do push, so here the footage pushes the other footage. There's a lot of transition. You have to try it and then you would be surprised that there's so many things. Some of the cool ones what I use is the camera shake. And what you can also do is you can reduce the transition duration. So if we have the camera shake, you see it plays for so long, the jittery thing. And if you go just like that, wait, I'll turn off the audio. It goes in 2 seconds. It's really cool. I really like it. I also like brightness. That's like just a flash between 2 clips. So yeah, just try everything and I think you would really like it. This is something new, elastic rubber. And what the cool part is that you can put all of these effects, some of them, on the text as well. So that's really handy. Audio transitions, remember the crossfade what we did. Next are the titles, which we're gonna come later. Let's do generators. So generators are just like these kind of clips which you can put it behind the videos. So let's say, for example, if I have this video, if I wanted to put it like here, I will turn on the keyframe. If I wanted to put it like here, then you can put it like this, or you can put this, or you can put the grayscale, or you can put solid color, and this is I use quite a lot. You can put solid color and then you can change the color to whatever color you want. Or if you want the solid color to be of the color of the t-shirt, you can just go drag this selector here. You just click this and then you go to the shirt and then it's here. So yeah, you can change the color of the solid color as well. And you have a lot of things such as these comics. That's all new in DaVinci Resolve, which is quite cool. You have a lot of animations that you can put in the back of all the clips. A lot of times people have screen record and some other things, and you can put everything in back of it. So these are the generators. And then you also have in generators these little thing. So you see, you don't need to do anything here. What you need to do, you go here, you go to graphic text and just change the text. Change the text. If I do change the text, look how nice it is. You can also put it in different line. Change the text. It's so cool. Let's just copy this and I will delete it with X. This is really cool, really cute. So yeah, you can go through all of this. They are super easy to change. Just drag and drop on the timeline and change the text. Super easy. Then we have effects. So effects is something what I use quite often. Let's go to effects here. So effects, you have a lot of overlays, binoculars, CCTV, like a lot of overlays that you can put it on top of your clips. Like earlier we had to buy it, all of these things, you know, back in the day, and now it's all there in DaVinci Resolve. You can just play around there, really cool, I think. The most important one, adjustment clip. What it does is that, let's say I want to put a video setting on top of all of these clips. So if you go to adjustment clip, just keep it here. And whatever setting, I'm just going to reduce the size, and whatever setting I'm going to put on the adjustment clip, that would be applied to everything what is underneath that. For example, if you want to do, you know, the cinematic crop from top to bottom, like so, you know, it looks like a cinema. Let's do 120 from the top and 120 from the bottom. So now on all these clips we have this setting. That's cool. If I wanted to kind of zoom in, you know, on adjustment clip, then all my clips are zoomed in. So that is really handy if you want to do like a specific setting on certain group of clips, not the entire timeline. Then adjustment clips is nice. It's also nice with color grading. Sometimes you want to make some clips softer than the other, or sometimes if it was nighttime, you want to increase the brightness of just that specific just those specific clips in the timeline, then you can do adjustment clips. So that's when it's really, really handy. And other than that, I don't think there's something which is more anything important. Now let's move on to open effects. So here, something what I use is the zoom blur a lot. So let's go on this clip. So remember when we did the zoom? I don't think we have it here. So let's do it again quickly, and then we know. Keyframing takes literally 2 seconds. Oh, that's a bit too long, the transition, the zoom, so I would just bring it here. So you see, it's zooming in from here to here. I would think, I'm just gonna check if the graph is smooth or not. So yeah, so we are starting here and then we go like that. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna be here in the middle, and then we go to effects. We're gonna copy the zoom blur to this clip. So now what happens is the zoom blur, you can see that the footage is blurry. The zoom blur is copied to the entire clip, but we just want the zoom blur to be during the duration of our zoom, what we did. So we go back to keyframing, and then you go, so we are kind of in the middle, right? If I just go one, yeah, we are kind of in the middle of this zoom. So what we do, if you go click on this clip, you can be here, then you need to go to effects, which would take you to whatever effects you're putting. If you have 10 effects, there would be a list of 10 effects. We want this zoom level to be at this point. So let's put a keyframe here. But we want the video to look normal how it looked before at this point. So we're gonna set up the zoom amount to 0. And then same thing we're gonna do here. So we go here at the end of the transition and we want the value to 0. So now what happens is initially it was 0, then the zoom increases, and then end of the zoom it reduces. And now it actually looks like a really nice transition. Let's watch it full screen. So you don't really see it, but when you pause it, then it looks really smooth. So it's so subtle that you don't really see it. But now if I take out the zoom, now you see the difference. You see how it looks? And if I put the zoom on, that's really cool. It's just so subtle, but then you still see it. Here I also put the zoom, and if I see the parameters, we have the parameters. We don't want the parameters for zoom. We change the speed here. So we have the parameters for speed here. So we can do the exact same thing. We have the zoom blur. We put the zoom blur to 400 here, and the zoom started from here. Sorry, the speed, and we can go like so, 0. And now when we play the clip, you can see there's a bit of blur. And that makes the transition a bit more natural, a bit more neutral. So yeah, that's when I use zoom blur. A lot of times I also use the lens blur or Gaussian blur. When do I use it? Mostly in the, the vertical video. So for example, I don't really have any vertical video. Let's take a vertical video from, you don't have to have it, but let's take a vertical video from here. Yeah. If I just put it on my timeline, it is of course a vertical video in a horizontal video. So what we can do, what I do usually, I just make a copy of it. You might have seen this effect. And what do I do? The bottom video, I would select it and increase the zoom. And now what am I going to do? I go to Gaussian blur and bring this blur here. So you might have seen this effect, and then you can increase the blur. So now our vertical video looks like a normal horizontal video. And the reason why the quality looks really bad is because we are watching in 720. So let's increase it back to high definition because we are not doing anything crazy. And let's watch it again. Look at this, how nice it looks. So that's when I use Gaussian blur. That's why these things are starred. So which means that that's the favorite. So if you scroll through it, you already know which one is your favorite, so you know where to find them. Radial blur, I don't really use it. Like you can just try all of these and then see how, like, if you find them nice. Because there are a ton of effects here in filters. You can just go through everything if you have free time, and just select and make them favorite. A lot of things you can also do in the color grading page, in the Fairlight page, in the Fusion page. So I don't really, that's why I'm not really showing it, because I have to show you that later anyways. Audio effects, I have to show these in the Fairlight effects. So I'm just checking what is important here as well. So if you go to favorites here, then you have all the transitions and all the things that I chose as favorite. And there's a really cool effect called smooth cut in DaVinci. What it does is that, let's go to media pool and let's take out this shot. Yeah. Let me show you what am I doing. So let's turn on the audio.
We want to explore every corner of this island.
And now, if I want to just skip all of it and just start from here, you know, I'm using the same shortcuts. And now if you play the video, there is a bit of change from one frame to another that you can see here, right? This is gonna really push this effect. So if you go to effects, we had the favorite, we had the smooth cut. And if you want to search anything, you go to toolbox, you go smooth cut. And if you cannot find it, you go to here under the lens and you should do all folders. So then DaVinci would search in all the effects folder, not just the toolbox folder. And then what am I going to do? I'm just going to drag and drop smooth cut here. And then let's see if it can kind of smooth cut. So here what DaVinci should do, it should kind of blend, it should blend both the frames and make it look like it's not an abrupt cut. So let's see if it did it or not. It didn't do it in this section, but let's try again. Let's make a cut here. Let's make a cut where it's not really like it's not really obvious that there's a cut. Yeah, so here you can see there's a bit of cut, right? I just mute the voice. You can see there's a bit of cut here, right? What are we gonna do? We're gonna drag smooth cut. So you see, if we delete the smooth cut, you can see the cut, like cut between one clip to another, like one frame to another. Now, right? And if you put smooth cut here, DaVinci kind of generates the missing frames and it kind of makes it look like it was a single clip, there was no cut. Let's play it. So can you check where the cut was? That's crazy, right? So that's in DaVinci free version, as far as I know. It's really cool. So yeah, that's why smooth cut is also in my favorite list. And we have camera shake, what I showed, solid color I showed, Gaussian blur, camera shake, and drop shadow. Drop shadow I can show you when we are talking about the text animations.